One word to describe competing for SFU is tradition.
My word is success.
Determination.
Experience.
Inspiring.
One word to describe competing for SFU is excellence.
It is family.
Passion.
My word is pride.
Opportunity.
My word is patriotic.
I am Sophie Swan.
I am Adam Jones.
I am Peyton Smith.
I am Justin Guerin.
I am Victoria Saunders.
I am Braden Charlton.
I am Michaela Guerrero.
I am Graham Miller.
I am Christine Howlett.
I am Adrian Vanderhelm.
I am Michelle Waters, and we are proud to be on Canada's NCAA team.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for watching SFU Women's Basketball on Clan TV. I'm Steve Frost, filling in for Howard Samura from VarsityLetters.ca. In the final home game on Burnaby Mountain in 2017, the SFU women's basketball team welcomes the Alaska Nanooks to the West Gym for Great Northwest Athletic Conference action. We'll have more on the visitors from Fairbanks in a moment, but first, here's a quick recap of on Friday's game, SFU's previous game. On Friday, SFU's comeback against number 6 ranked Alaska Anchorage fell short as the team lost 84-79 to the Seawolves. The Clan ladies overcame a 14-point third quarter deficit to take the lead, but UAA outscored SFU 21-15 in the fourth quarter to secure the victory. Now, as a team, SFU connected on 26 of 57 field goals in the game and was 9 of 24 on three-pointers, so not bad shooting-wise. Nicole Vanderhelm and Sophie Swant led the Clan with 17 points each. Swant also had 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal, so a pretty good night's work for the junior from North Vancouver. Claudia Hart added 9 points. Jessica Jones had 8 on 3 of 6 shooting. And also sophomore Tia Sang had 8 points. Now Sang has started one game this season, but she is going to get the start in today's game. She is starting in place of Nicole Vanderhelm. I should also mention that Taylor Drynan had 7 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists against Anchorage. And despite only seeing 16 minutes of action, Kendall Sands scored 7 points and was a perfect 3 for 3 from the field. And Sands is the most dangerous three-point shooter on the Clan by percentage. She is shooting 62%. However, she has only taken 8 shots, 5 of 8 on three-pointers. So with the loss to Anchorage, the Clan is now 5-6 overall this season, and they are still looking for their first win in GNAC play. SFU will look to finish the calendar year with a conference win against the Nanooks this afternoon, who are led by Brett Sawyer. Now, the Nanooks were in Bellingham, and they lost 83-49 to Western Washington on Friday. They shot 30% from the field and 4 of 10 on three-pointers. And despite out-rebounding the Vikings offensively, 15-11, Alaska turned the ball over 27 times. And the loss dropped the Nanooks' overall record to 4-6 and 0-4 in league play. Now, the Clan won both meetings between the two sides last season. They defeated the Nanooks 79-77 in Fairbanks, and they won 73-71 here in the West Gym on February 23rd. And we are going to take a break here on Clan TV, and when we return, we'll have basketball action from the West Gym.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to make today's starting lineup begin with the University of Alaska News. Today's starters include forward number 11, Ashley Blackburn. Starting Starting center, number 13, Josie Sewell. Starting guard, number 15, Sabrina Flowers. And starting guard, number 20, Lexi Carpenter. The coaching staff of the coach Brett Sawyer and assistant coach Jesse Gray. And now, ladies and gentlemen, today's starting lineup for your SFU West. Starting guard, St. John sophomore from Washington, D.C. Number 1, Tia Starting point guard, St. John sophomore from Spokane, Washington. Number 5, Taylor Dryden. Starting forward, St. Central One, a freshman from North Vancouver. Number 13, Paloma. Starting forward, St. Violet Jr. from North Vancouver, BC. Number 21, Sophie Swan. And starting guard, St. Violet, a freshman from Richmond, British Columbia.
The leader of this team, a junior from North Vancouver and Argyle Secondary. And finally, the fifth starter for SFU is number 33, Jessica Jones, a guard. So Sang in her second start of the season, Drynan, Claudia Hart, number 13, 21 is Sophie Swant, and 33, Jessica Jones as we get set. Both teams looking for their first win in GNAC play this season. Simon Fraser 0-3 and Alaska Nanooks 0-4. Here we go from the West Gym. That's the Nanooks bringing the ball up the court. They're in the dark uniform. 15 is Ungaro. That's Carpenter, number 20, the 5'9" sophomore dangerous shooters. They cut through the middle, and that was a miss from Ashley Blackburn, and Simon Fraser comes back. Sang inside to Claudia Hart, a little right-hander off the glass. That is good, and the Swant will pick up the assist. Simon Fraser on the board first in this game. The Nanooks trying to go inside now, cross court, and that's deflected by Drynan and then goes out of bounds. Again, number 20 on the Nanooks is their most dangerous player, averaging 15 points per game and shooting 40% on threes. They're at the top of the key now, and a turnover there from Ungaro. She tried to hit Mernon on the sideline, and that went out of bounds. So Simon Fraser will walk the ball up the court, and we'll watch that matchup, Ungaro and Drynan, for this game. Sang to Claudia Hart at the top, back to Sang. Now they got Jones. She'll put up a three. She's a shooter, and she hits it. So Simon Fraser connecting on their first 2 field goals of the game. Now it's Carpenter giving the ball to Mernon, top. And the Nanooks, their offense is quite different than what we saw against Anchorage on Friday. Now they go into the corner, inside to number 11, Blackburn. She puts up an off-balance shot, and it goes off Carpenter, who's charging in for the rebound, and that ball goes out of bounds. So Simon Fraser will take over with a 5-0 lead here in the first quarter. Drynan against Ungaro. Now Swant, she'll put up a three, and she misses, and the rebound comes down to Drynan. She cuts back in and then pulls the ball out, and they'll reset the offense. Drynan drives, looks for the inside pass, no one there. Now it's Sang at the top, inside to Hart. Oh, a nice pass to Swant, cutting through the key for a left-hander off the glass, and Simon Fraser is up 7-0, and they look like they're in charge in this game so far. That's Carpenter being guarded by Sang. There's a three-pointer up, but we have an official's whistle prior to the shot. And that's going to be an offensive foul against Ashley Blackburn. And we are going to have a substitution here as Marion Walmsley is going to check in, and Blackburn is going to have a seat. So this is exactly the kind of start that head coach Bruce Langford was hoping for in this game, as the Clan looking for their first GNAC win of the season. Drynan drives, kicks the ball out to Hart, cuts into the middle, and she's met by number 13, Josie Sewell, and they're going to call a jump ball possession arrow in the favor of Simon Fraser. So they will retain possession, leading 7-0. Swant out to Jones, out to Drynan. She can shoot that. Back to Jones and Swant. The Clan on the outside, nobody underneath. Claudia Hart drives into the paint, goes around her check and puts a nice little left-handed layup in off the glass. So Simon Fraser up 9-0 to start. Carpenter now being guarded by Sang. 44 underneath is Walmsley. She's being met by Hart. And both players grab the ball. And a jump ball arrow in favor of the Canucks as they make another substitution. Kylie Wallace coming in for number 12, Angela Mernon. And that is Wallace who will inbound. Number 5, she goes inside to Carpenter. It's intercepted by Drynan and given to Jones. Here comes the Clan quickly. Sang inside to Swant, back out to Drynan. She'll shoot that. Drynan misses front rim. Drynan is the top three-point shooter on the Clan. She is shooting almost 41%, 24 of 59. So if she is open on the three-point range, she will take that shot. And we will take a break here in the West Gym. You're watching SFU Athletics Women's Basketball on Clan TV.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
For me, one word to describe competing for SFU is passion. Because to accomplish anything, you have to work for it. You need to love to work for it. My passion for basketball drives me to dedicate everything I have to it, day in and day out. I am Graham Miller, and I am proud to be on Canada's NCAA men's basketball team.
Just a reminder, today's game is live streamed on YouTube, and you can watch it at athletics.sfu.ca/live, and it's also available on demand at athletics.sfu.ca/on-demand. As there, the Canucks number 15 Sabrina Ungaro went knifing through the lane, and Claudia Hart got an arm on it and knocked that ball away. Good block there by Hart. She's out of North Vancouver's Sea Cove Secondary, a redshirt freshman. Top of the key. Now onto the side, and we have, I believe, a foul underneath on number 44 for the Canucks, Marion Walmsley. So that was an off-the-ball foul, and Simon Fraser takes over with a 9-0 lead here, and we are almost 4 minutes into the first quarter. Drynan to Hart at the top as they set up the offense. She's looking for somebody. Oh, she gives it to Drynan, and meeting her there was Sabrina Ungaro, and we have a jump ball call, possession arrow in favor of Simon Fraser, and they will retain possession as Kendall Sands checks in for Jones, and Nicole Vanderhelm checks in for Tia Sang. Vanderhelm had started, up until today's game, 11 straight starts for her. She had started all 11 games of her Clan career. She is a transfer student out of Santa Clara. Swant gives it to Hart. She'll put up the three ball. Simon Fraser not afraid to take threes. That is a big weapon in their offensive scheme. So Taylor Jackson will also come in. She'll come in for Claudia Hart. The Nanooks, Carpenter, back to the top of the key. As coming in is number 23, Brittany Richards for Alaska. Now Carpenter, she'll take that jumper right at the free throw line, and she nails it. Those are the first 2 points for Alaska. Now trailing 9-2. Sands to Dryden. Oh, they went for the steal, and Dryden has it, kicks it out to the left corner, and Swant nails the three-pointer. Swant shooting 39% on threes. Check that, 28% on three-pointer. She's 9 of 32 on the season entering this afternoon's game. Now Jackson's guarding number 13, Sewell. And that ball goes out of bounds as we have a couple more substitutions coming in for the Nanooks. We'll take a look at the replay. There's Dryden, kicks it out into the corner to Swant, who puts it up and hits the rim and in for that three-pointer. Number 4, who just checked in, is Kaylin Kelly, and she nails that shot. That was a deuce. Dryden running the offense. Making directions out there. And the inside pass goes to Vanderhelm, and she's swarmed by a couple of players, and there's a foul. Official Mike Thompson calling number 13, Josie Sewell, with the foul. So 30 seconds on the shot clock. They get a reset. Out to Swant. She'll drive into the paint, pulls up, kicks it to Vanderhelm. 3 players for Simon Fraser averaging in double figures. Their leading scorers, all averaging 13 points a game, are Swant, Taylor Jackson, and Nicole Vanderhelm. All 3 players are in the game at this point here, although Jackson and Vanderhelm did not start this game. So Swant is at the line and makes the first. Coming back in for the Nanooks is Shawnee Saloan. Dryden will sit down for Simon Fraser, and Jones checks in. And Sang will give Sophia Swant a seat on the bench. So bringing the ball up the court now is Kelly. She's a freshman guard out of Alaska. Carpenter, top of the key. It's 21. Saloan. There's the shot, miss, rebound to Jones. Quickly back up court. She's got Sang on the right flank. Jones gives it to Vanderhelm. She'll take that shot, misses. Rebound goes up. Jackson comes down with it, puts up a left-hander that misses, and Carpenter comes back for Alaska. Here she comes. She's averaging 15 points per game for the Nanooks. Most dangerous player on their team. No other player averaging in double figures. In fact, nobody averaging more than 7 points. Inside pass goes off the head of Jones and pops up into the air where Kendall Sands grabs it. A long full court pass to Vanderhelm. Now it's Jones. She's been guarded by Kelly. Inside to Sands, drives, cross court pass to Vanderhelm. She travels when she tried to take a step and then pull it back. So a turnover there for Simon Fraser. Vanderhelm. 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter, and Alaska has but 4 points, trailing 14-4. Both teams looking for their first GNAC win of the season. There's a drive and an offensive foul against Kelly, the freshman guard. She drove against Taylor Jackson, who stood her ground. I think Kelly put her shoulder down and went into the chest of Jackson. Sands, freshman point guard. She cuts through it inside Vanderhelm on the outside to Sands in the corner, around the perimeter. Back to Sands, drives a little pull-up jumper. She nails it. Kendall Sands, she can shoot the ball. She is averaging 43% on the season and 62% on threes. There's a pass outside to Wallace, drives into the paint, puts up a shot, being guarded by Jones, and they'll call a foul against Jones. And that's a shooting foul, so she'll go to the line. So Claudia Hart set to come in for Simon Fraser. Hart from North Vancouver's Seacove Secondary. She comes in along with number 11, Ashley Blackburn, who started the game at forward for Alaska. Kayla Jackson sits down for Simon Fraser. And Josie Sewell for Alaska. The offensive rebound out to Carpenter on a three. She takes it, misses, and Jones comes down with the rebound. To Sang, inside to Hart, a little turnaround shot, misses, a little left-handed turnarounder. Claudia Hart can get up and down the floor very quickly for Simon Fraser. I love to see that in your forwards. There's a three-pointer for Carpenter, and that's all net. Carpenter shooting 40% on threes, and she has pulled the Nanooks to within 8. And there's Kendall Sands driving into the lane and threw it to Vanderhelm in the corner, but it was over her head and out of bounds. So a turnover for the freshman guard. Out of Coquitlam's Charles Best. She was coached by both her mother, Sue Sands, and father, Dave Sands, at various points during her youth basketball career. Carpenter being guarded now by Hart. She tries to get back into possession. Turnover as that ball is deflected, and Simon Fraser comes up with it. Jones quickly down the floor, finds Hart in and out of her hands, and there's a turnover to Hart. Back come the Nanooks, a long, long pass as Kelly was looking for number 12, Angela Mernon. It went off her hands, and 22, Emily Evans, it went off her hands and out of bounds, and so Swant will come in for Hart. Simon Fraser will have possession now with 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 16-8 for Simon Fraser. Sands looking to give it to somebody, gives it to Swant, now to a cutting Vanderhelm, and Simon Fraser turns the ball over again. A lot of turnovers in these last few possessions for Simon Fraser, and that is keeping this score closer than it needs to be. Kick ball on that play, and the Nanooks will retain possession. Emily Evans will inbounds as SFU head coach Bruce Langford makes a substitution, changing Drynan for Sands. Carpenter open, shot misses front rim, scramble underneath, and it comes down in the hands of Drynan, who brings it up court. Drynan running the offense, gives it to Sophie Swant, cutting, and her left-handed layup goes in off the glass. A nice heads-up play by Drynan, picking up the assist and finding the cutter. I love to see that. Now it's number 22, Emily Evans, who drains that two-point jumper. Drynan quickly back, gives it to Jones, fakes the three-point shot, drives, and is fouled by Emily Evans. So a blocking foul. And Jessica Jones will go to the free throw line. Simon Fraser up 18-10. And that shot misses as Mernon and Ungaro check back into the game. Two starters for Alaska. As we mentioned off the top, the Nanooks are 0-4 in GNAC play and 4-6 overall. Simon Fraser is 5-6 overall and 0-3 in GNAC. Three-point shot goes up, and it's good by Emily Evans. So she gets the Nanooks to within 6 points now here in the late stages of the first quarter. Drynan the cutter was there, now it's Swant, three-point ball. She hesitated and then drains it, and Sophie Swant having a pretty good game so far for Simon Fraser. she has 9 points. She is 3 of 4 from the field. Here's the cut inside by Ungaro, and the foul's called, so she'll go to the line as she drove to her right and put up the layup. As we take a look at the replay, Drynan on the outside to Swant, unguarded at the three-point line, so she'll take that shot every day if they're not going to get up on her. First free throw misses. As Jackson checks in, gets some size down low for the defensive board here. If the free throw shooter misses, Jones will come out of the game. 27 seconds on the game clock. Miss, and there's Jackson grabbing the rebound. So a strategic move by Langford pays off. Drynan brings the ball up the court. Almost identical, the shot clock and the game clock. So Simon Fraser, I assume, here will play for last shot. Ungaro guarding Drynan. Now it's Sang on the outside. Ungaro to Swant. She puts up a three with the shot clock winding down and misses. She goes long and time runs out, and that'll bring the first quarter to a close. So Simon Fraser leading the Alaska Nanooks 22-13 at the end of the first quarter. You're watching SFU women's basketball on Clan TV.
For me, one word to describe competing for SFU is pride, because every year my teammates and I push each other to do more than the year before. The amount of dedication and energy we have invested has propelled us to become a rising force in the NCAA. I am Michelle Waters, and I am proud to be on Canada's NCAA women's golf team.
We are back to live action here in the West Gym. Simon Fraser University leading the Alaska Nanooks 22-13. Both teams looking for their first conference wins of the season. And we take a look at the first quarter stats. Well, Sophie Swant is leading all scorers with 12 points. She is 4 of 6 on field goals and 2 of 4 on three-pointers. She is the leading scorer for Simon Fraser, and Jessica Jones with 4, and Claudia Hart also with 4 points. And the only other scorer for Simon Fraser is Kendall Sands with a pair. Lexi Carpenter, the top scorer who averages 15 points a game for Alaska, has 5 points on 2 of 5 shooting. She played 9 minutes in that first quarter. So Simon Fraser is 8 of 15 from the field, while Alaska is 5 of 12. Drynan in the quarter to Sang. She'll take that three, puts it up, misses long, but the rebound is grabbed by Nicole Vanderham. Now Vanderham did not start this game. Now to Swant, and Simon Fraser nicely moving the ball around the outside, back to Swant. She drives into the paint, sees Vanderhelm, thinks about a three, then cross courts it to Sang, who puts up the shot, misses front rim, but Swant comes down with the rebound. And Simon Fraser will get a fresh 30 seconds. Now Drynan, top. She drives into the paint, kicks to Vanderhelm for the three, misses long, and the ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Alaska's ball. So Simon Fraser, they have a pretty good three-point shooting team. Clan shooting 34% on threes so far this season. Now on the outside is number 12. Vernon inside. That's Blackburn, number 11. Now it's inside the 13, and the Nanooks turn the ball over, and here comes Simon Fraser. Vanderhelm to Swan to Sang, who's missed her last 3 two-pointers, but Drynan will put up the three. She misses long, and the rebound comes down in the hands of Carpenter. So Simon Fraser has gone 0 for 3 on three-pointers to start the second quarter. Now the Canucks drive into the lane, and that's Murnan. She turns the ball over. No foul on the play. Swant. Top of the key to Jackson. On the elbow. Back to a cutting Swant. Kicks it out to Sang. She'll put it up. Sang misses the three. Hoping to draw a foul. She fell over. No call. Not a lot of contact. There is a layup missed by 13 Sewell. She comes down with a rebound. Tries to put up another one. And I think it's Swant underneath who got her arm. And Sewell will go to the line. Josie Sewell, who is averaging 4 points per game. She is a 5'11" junior from Wyoming. So Alaska draws players from all over. They have Finland, Wyoming, New Zealand, Alaska, Texas, Washington State, Montana. They are literally from all over North America and even internationally, their reach. 22-15 the score. Simon Fraser out in front. Nicole Vanderham. She did not start this game. 11 straight starts ended here this afternoon in the West Gym. Vanderham drives. She's stripped of the ball, and Simon Fraser Sang comes out with it now around the outside to Swant, who puts up a three, and she is fouled on the three by Ashley Blackburn. And Swant is rubbing her shoulder. So we'll take a look at the replay. Looks like the foul was called after the shot. There's the shot, and then Blackburn backed into Swant and knocked her over. Drinan. Sang fakes the three, and she turns the ball over looking for Nicole Vanderham. Here comes Carpenter quickly down the court. She puts up the shot and makes it, and there's a layup. Now it's a 5-point lead for Simon Fraser. The Clan jumped out to a 9-0 lead to start this game, but the Canucks have whittled away at the lead. They're Sang driving into the paint, gives it to Hart on the left side, and she goes underneath, and she's fouled. So Hart will go to the line. Here's the replay. Sang on the outside drives, and there's the underneath scoop shot by Claudia Hart, who makes her first free throw. As 4, Kaylin Kelly, and 5, Kylie Wallace check in for Alaska. Simon Fraser has Drinan, Jessica Jones, Hart at the free throw line, Taylor Jackson, and Nicole Vanderhelm on the floor. And Hart makes that free throw. She is a 90% free throw shooter for Simon Fraser, the redshirt freshman from Seacove Secondary School. Carpenter drives into the paint, kicks it back outside. Now on the outside to 12 is Murnan. Drives, turns the ball over, and Taylor Jackson gives it to Vanderhelm. Quickly up forward is Claudia Hart, and she gets the layup. I mentioned right off the top of the first quarter, Claudia Hart can get up and down the floor very quickly. She is a gazelle for Simon Fraser, and you love to see that in your forwards. That miss by Carpenter is grabbed by Jackson, and here come the Clan right back at it. And guess who? It's Nicole Vanderhelm leading the charge. Missed the shot, but Jones now with a three-pointer misses, and the rebound comes down by 2 players fighting for it. It's Vanderhelm and Murnan, and the possession arrow is in favor of Alaska, so they will retain possession of the ball. Checking in is 15 Ungaro for Murnan. Freshman guard Kaylin Kelly will bring the ball up the floor for Alaska. Just over 6 minutes to go here in the second half. Carpenter on the outside at the top, guarded by Vanderhelm. Pretty good defensive player for Simon Fraser. Jones against Ungaro. Now to Carpenter. She puts up the shot. Short. Rebound comes down in the hands of the Finnish player, say Lowen, and she puts it back for 2 points. And Simon Fraser now leading by 7. Drynen to Hart. Inside to Jackson. Underneath. Kicks it out to Vanderhelm. Thought about a 3, and then lost control of it, and the ball is kicked by an Alaska player, so Simon Fraser will retain possession as Emily Evans checks in for Kelly, and Simon Fraser counters with Kendall Sands, a freshman guard out of Charles Best, and the junior forward from North Vancouver is Sophie Swant, who leads all players in this game. Swant with 12 points, and she had that all in the first quarter. Sands, she'll fill the point guard role for Simon Fraser, drives in, and she is fouled by Sabrina Ungaro on the drive. That is the first foul for Ungaro. Sands to Swant, along the perimeter. She had Vanderhelm underneath, chose to give it to Jones. Now Vanderhelm drives. She gave the look like she was gonna shoot, drove, and it was called on the travel. So we take a look at the replay. There's Swant to Jones. She finds Vanderhelm, thought about a 3, and then drove, and they probably called that a carry, and that was the reason for the travel. Now Carpenter into the paint, puts up a jumper, misses, rebound goes in and out of the hands of Swant, and Sands comes up with it, and she's fouled by Kylie Wallace. So that's 4 team fouls for Alaska, with just over 5 minutes to go in the first half. Hart, Swant, Jones with the ball inside to Swant, and Sang are on the floor for Simon Fraser. And they're going to call an offensive foul against Sophie Swant, as she, the official is saying, hooked her opponent as she went around and tried to put up the lay-in. So Jessica Wilkinson, the female official on the right side there, she made that call. And Swant will have a seat now, and Taylor Drynen will check in for Simon Fraser as we have a timeout on the floor. Simon Fraser leading 26-19. You're watching SFU Women's Basketball on Clan TV, and we'll be back right after this.
To me, one word to describe competing for SFU is determination, because I am surrounded by teammates who face adversity but persevere to achieve success. That persistence motivates and drives me to better myself on and off the mat. I am Peyton Smith, and I am proud to be on the SFU women's wrestling team.
We are back, live action here in the West Gym. Simon Fraser University leading Alaska Nanooks 26-19. Simon Fraser led 22-13 at the end of the first quarter, and the Clan has made just 1 of 9 shots here to open the second quarter. Carpenter drives for Alaska. She dishes off, and there's a little jumper from number 5, Kylie Wallace. So Alaska has hit 3 of their first 9 field goals in this game. and they have got the lead down to 5 points. Simon Fraser at one point had a 9-point lead. They have led from the entire tip to this point in the game. The miss by Kendall Sands, as Simon Fraser now 1 of 10 to start the second quarter. My mistake, Simon Fraser's largest lead was 12 points in the first quarter. It is now down to 5. Sands to Claudia Hart. Simon Fraser's offense doesn't seem quite as crisp here in the second quarter as Jones drives, misses on a little underhand layup, and the ball goes out of bounds off Claudia Hart, so Alaska will have possession here. As I mentioned, that is 1 for 11 Simon Fraser here in the second quarter. Alaska at 22 is Emily Evans. Inside they go, and that's in and out of the hands of number 44, Marion Walmsley, and Simon Fraser comes up with it. Claudia Hart quickly down the floor, kicks to Kendall Sands, fakes the three, finds Jones in the corner for the three, misses, and Sands almost came up with the rebound, but it was number 20, Lexi Carpenter. Carpenter now with the ball. She averages 15 points per game, shoots 40% on threes. And we have a whistle and a foul away from the play, and that was on 44, Marion Walmsley. So a turnover there for Alaska, and I mentioned in their last game they lost to Western Washington. Alaska turned the ball over 27 times, and you are not going to win very many games if you have those numbers in the turnover column. Simon Fraser on the floor. We have Drynan, Taylor Jackson, Tia Sang, Kendall Sands, and Jessica Jones, who has the ball now. Jones back to Drynan. She had Sang posting up, gives it to her into the paint. She cuts. She's met there by number 11, Blackburn. A little scramble. The ball comes out to Drynan. Her three misses, and Carpenter grabs a rebound, and quickly up the floor she comes to Wallace. Stops. Gives it to the cutter following the play, and Ashley Blackburn picks up a pair of points there, and now the lead is just 3 points for Simon Fraser. Their offense has completely stalled here in the second quarter. Simon Fraser 1 for 12 from the field. There's the cutter Jones. 1 for 12 in the second quarter. Drynan, she'll set things up. Just over 2 minutes to go in the game, 8 on the shot clock. Drynan drives, baseline, cuts into Jackson. Simon Fraser turns the ball over. Actually, that ball went off of an Alaska player and out of bounds. So they'll reset the shot clock. There'll be 15 seconds on the shot clock as a host of players come into the game for the Nanooks. Drynan outside to Jones. Guarded by Carpenter. Now Sands on the outside. She can hit that three. She looked for Jackson in the paint, but Jackson had her back to the play, and Simon Fraser was lucky a foul was called on the play. So Taylor Jackson will go to the line. Simon Fraser with just 5 points here in the second quarter. They led by as many as 12 in the first quarter as Alaska was very slow to get out of the gates. But it is a ball game now with just a 4-point lead for Simon Fraser. Jackson makes it. Yeah, nope, still 4 points as she misses the second free throw. Now under 2 minutes to play in the game. Around on the outside is Mernon to Carpenter. She'll shoot, misses short. Jones with the ball. Quickly comes Simon Fraser. Drynan now. being guarded by Carpenter. Gets a little block. Now it's inside to Jackson. Her right-hander misses, and the Nunuks come up with the ball, and back they come. Here's the long pass to Carpenter. She's got someone in the corner. She gives it to number 12, Myrnan. Her shot misses, and Drynan comes down with it 1-on-2. Quickly up court, she pulls up, gives it to Jones, cuts in the middle, back to Drynan. She can make that three, in and out, and Sang comes up with it. Now with just over a minute to play here in the first half. Jones, she'll look inside, finds baseline is Sands. She drives and scores, and that is just the second field goal of the second quarter for Simon Fraser. A couple of subs changes for both teams. Sang sits down, and Vanderhelm comes in here with 56 seconds to play. Bringing the ball up the court is Kaylin Kelly for Alaska. Ooh. And there is a foul charged against Taylor Jackson. A blocking foul as we look at the replay. She came out to meet Kelly, who was trying to turn the corner, and Jackson called on the foul. Fresh shot clock for the Nunuks. Carpenter, a little jumper, she misses, so Carpenter has not been shooting all that well for Alaska so far in this game. Sands to Jones, inside to Jackson. And that ball goes off somebody's hand and out of bounds. It looks like it went off 21, Shawnee Saloan. So Simon Fraser with possession. Looking for Vanderhelm inside, a little turnaround jumper, misses. And with 22 seconds to go in the first half, it's Alaska on the offensive possession. To Carpenter. She takes a look at the shot clock. Now they goes to a three-point shot, and that is short by Evans, and Simon Fraser with 6 seconds, 4 now. Drynan puts up the three, that is well short, and Carpenter comes up with it, and that will end the second quarter and the first half with Simon Fraser leading 29-23. So we are going to be joined here at the end. And we are joined by Sophie Swant, the junior from North Vancouver. Sophie, great first quarter for Simon Fraser, but things came apart in the second quarter. What went wrong?
I honestly think it's just they're giving us a little bit too much time on the three. I mean, it's funny, there's kind of a golden period when you catch the ball on the three. It's like just then they're closing out, so you're a little bit rushed, you're a little bit still like on the ball. They went to a zone for a little bit, and we had like 6 or 7 continuous open shots, and I think we were almost too open in some senses, and that has kind of thrown us out of our rhythm. I don't think we're working hard enough on defense, and that's translating on the offensive end, like we're almost taking the gas off the pedal when, I mean, we're going up winning, but the truth is, or we're going into the second half winning, but I mean, we really don't have the momentum right now, and it's going to be really important to come up with a strong third quarter.
So, Sophie, you're one of the leaders on this team. What are you going to say to your players in the locker room here at halftime?
Keep taking our shots. We're good shooters. We have been all year, and just rely on that. If it's not working, hey, listen, there's other ways we can score, right? They're not that quick on our drives. The refs are doing a great job calling fouls today. So drive, maybe draw a couple things, get back into our mojo, and take it from the defense. Let's work hard. Let's get some stops.
Awesome. There you go. Well, good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
There you have it. Sophie Swant for Simon Fraser as SFU is leading the Alaska Nunuks 29-23 here at halftime. You're watching SFU women's basketball on Clan TV.
For me, one word to describe competing for SFU is tradition. Because year after year, players old and new step onto the court with a unified goal to strive to be the best. It is the belief that maintaining a winning tradition is a competitive battle worth fighting for. I am Sophie Swant, and I am proud to be on Canada's NCAA women's basketball team.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Hi, I'm Bianca. And I'm Far. And we're on the volleyball team. We're here to celebrate the holiday season with some bad Christmas jokes. Let's see who cracks up first.
Why did Santa's helper see the doctor?
Why?
Because he had low self-esteem.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Centipede.
Centipede who?
Centipede on the Christmas tree.
Why are you holding it in? Just let it go.
What's a monkey's favorite Christmas carol? Jungle bells, jungle bells.
What does Santa suffer from if he gets stuck in a chimney?
No.
Claustrophobia.
That was so bad.
What does Miley Cyrus have for Christmas lunch?
I don't know.
Turkey. Get it?
Yeah, unfortunately. What do snowmen eat for breakfast?
Snow cones.
Frosted Flakes.
Oh, I was close. What's a snowman's favorite Mexican food?
I don't know.
Burritos.
Who doesn't eat at Christmas? A turkey, because it's stuffed.
What do you call a reindeer with no eyes? No idea.
Why was the turkey asked to join the band?
I don't know.
Because he had the drumsticks.
Oh.
What did the policeman say to the stomach?
What?
You're under a vest.
What do Santa's little helpers learn in school?
The alphabet.
I'm Rahid Rahim. On behalf of the SFU men's soccer team, we wanted to wish you a happy holidays and a happy new year.
Merry Christmas from SFU Women's Soccer. And we wish you all a happy new year.
I would just like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and hope that everyone has a great holiday season.
From the SFU Women's Basketball team, happy holidays and happy new year.
Happy holidays from the swim team.
With a splash of joy.
For me, one word to describe competing for SFU is passion. Because to accomplish anything, you have to work for it. You need to love to work for it. My passion for basketball drives me to dedicate everything I have to it, day in and day out. I am Graham Miller, and I am proud to be on Canada's NCAA men's basketball team.
When I first came to SFU, I thought I knew exactly what I wanted. When I got into my second semester, I suddenly wasn't so sure what I wanted to do anymore. So I started to explore a little bit. Archaeology, communications, history, even kinesiology. And then I decided to go on exchange to France for a year. I was an orientation leader for a year, became a community advisor in residence, helped start a choir, I even took a rowing course. After SFU, I have lots of possibilities of what I could do, but whatever I do, I know I'll be ready for it. To me, one word to describe competing for SFU is determination. because I am surrounded by teammates who face adversity but persevere to achieve success. That persistence motivates and drives me to better myself on and off the mat. I am Peyton Smith, and I am proud to be on the SFU women's wrestling team.
Mental illness is something anyone can suffer from.
It isn't a choice or a weakness, and you can't just snap out of it.
But with support, we can make each other better.
Check in and care for your friends, teammates, or colleagues, and be a good listener for them.
Ask them how they're doing, and if you can do anything to help.
It begins the crucial first step of decreasing the stigma so that we can open up a conversation.
Educate yourself about mental health
and help break down the myths and stereotypes.
Together, we can shape the dialogue about mental health within our community.
For me, one word to describe competing for SFU is pride, because every year my teammates and I push each other to do more than the year before. The amount of dedication and energy we have invested has propelled us to become a rising force in the NCAA. I am Michelle Waters, and I am proud to be on Canada's NCAA women's golf team. One word to describe competing for SFU is tradition.
My word is success.
Determination.
Experience.
Inspiring.
One word to describe competing for SFU is excellence.
It is family.
Passion.
My word is pride.
Opportunity.
My word is patriotic.
I am Sophie Swan.
I am Adam Jones.
I am Peyton Smith.
I am Justin Guerin.
I am Victoria Saunders.
I am Braden Charlton.
I am Michaela Guerrero.
I am Graham Miller.
I am Christine Howlett.
I am Adrian Vanderhelm.
I am Michelle Waters, and we are proud to be on Canada's NCAA team.
All right, we're back live action here in the West Gym. Simon Fraser University leading the Alaska Nanooks 29-23. I'm joined by Jessica Wallace, assistant coach on the SFU women's team. Jessica, your team got off to such a great start in the first quarter, and then what went wrong?
Well, I think in the first quarter we did a really good job of moving the ball and moving off of the ball. We got a lot of good looks. In the second half, we kind of became a little bit stagnant in the second quarter, only scoring 7 points. So I think we need to do a bit better job of moving the ball like we did in the first one.
So you were actually 2 of 18 shooting from the field in the second quarter. Is it a matter of just the shot starting to fall, or is there more to it?
I think it's just the shot starting to fall. All of our shots are good shots. We want them to take those shots. They're just not going in right now. We still say shoot the ball. So.
And what did Coach Langford say to the girls at halftime?
Basically, we need to move the ball better on offense. We need to rebound better. They're out rebounding us right now. And we just need to have some grit and play through it.
Thank you very much, Jessica, and good luck here in the second half. There you have it. Jessica Wallace, assistant coach with the SFU women's basketball team. Simon Fraser leading 29-23. As we look at some of the stats from the first half, the big one that jumps out at me, Simon Fraser was just 2 of 18 from the field in the second quarter. And they are shooting 30% for the game. And Simon Fraser was 10 of 33 from the field, while Alaska, not much better. They were 9 of 26. So rebounding, it was 23-19 in favor of Alaska. As we look at the turnovers, 13-7, that jumps out at me. 13 turnovers to Fairbanks, and Simon Fraser with 7, and Simon Fraser leading with 12 points in the paint. The high scorer for Simon Fraser, while Sophie Swant had 12 points. That all came in the first quarter. And the high scorer for Alaska is Alexi Carpenter with 7 points. She also had 6 rebounds. She is the top scorer and the only player that averages double figures for Alaska. The other player of note scoring-wise is Claudia Hart. She had 8 points for Simon Fraser, and Taylor Jackson had 5 rebounds for the Clan. She led the way in that department. So we get set to start the second half here in the West Gym. I'll remind everybody, today's game is live streamed on YouTube, and you can watch it at athletics.sfu.ca/live, and it's also available on demand at athletics.sfu.ca/on-demand. For the latest SFU athletics news, stats, and videos and more, visit athletics.sfu.ca, and you can also connect with the Clan on Facebook and Twitter at SFU Clan. And Simon Fraser also on Instagram at SFU Clan. Second half action is underway. Simon Fraser in possession. Claudia Hart on the outside. We have Hart, Jones, Sang, Sophie Swant, and Drynan on the floor for the Clan as the turnover there for Simon Fraser. Let's set the players for Alaska. 15 is Ungaro. They have 13 Sewell, 11 Blackburn, and who scores on cutting through the paint. 15 is Ungaro and Lexi Carpenter. So all the starters for Alaska who started the game here starting the second half. Sang, cross court, finds Jones quickly inside to Hart, who's pushed out of bounds, and the foul is called against Josie Sewell. Drynan, look free, drives, pulls up and finds Jones underneath, unguarded for a lay-in. And that's a relief for Simon Fraser to get a field goal here to start the third quarter. So we'll keep tabs on that as Carpenter drives into the paint, puts up a little one-handed jumper, and that falls. So the lead still 4 points for Simon Fraser. Simon Fraser led by 6 at the half. Sang tried to go to Dryden, it was intercepted, and here she comes, stops, puts up a shot, misses, is Ungaro, but the follow-through comes and is good. 31-29 now the score. So Simon Fraser has 1 field goal and 2 turnovers to start the second half. Swant at the top. Unguarded, puts up a 3, misses, and Dryden grabs the rebound. Again, Swant will take that shot as Dryden drives, puts up a little underhand scoop, and that misses, and back come Alaska Nanooks. Driving on the side is Ungaro. Now inside they go to Blackburn, and her shot is blocked and out of bounds, and we have a stoppage. As Nicole here's the replay, they go inside, there's a shot, and Sophie Swant put her hand on it and knocked it out of bounds. Carpenter being guarded by Vanderham. Now a switch, Swant's on her, and she will be on her. They go inside, oh, a nice little pass inside, but the shot is missed by Blackburn. But again, they come up with it, and that was 13, Josie Sewell, and this game is now tied 31-31. Simon Fraser led by as many as 12 in the first quarter, but things unraveled in the second quarter when they only made 2 of 18 shots. Now we have a defensive foul. And that's the 4th personal foul on number 13, Josie Sewell. Swant in the corner, look for the cutter, and that is swatted away by Carpenter. As Taylor Jackson now checks in for Simon Fraser, and she will replace Sophie Swant. So Jackson Jones, Claudia Hart, the point guard Taylor Dryden, and number 4 Nicole Vanderhelm. And a switch here for Alaska has taken a seat as Blackburn, and coming in as number 21 Sani Seiloan, who's from Finland. Jones drives, pulls back, gives up her dribble, now hits Claudia Hart. Back to Jones, she'll put up the 3 and nails it. Simon Fraser with a big basket there to reestablish the lead. Inside goes to Nooks, now they kick it back out, and that shot by number 23 Richards is missed. Oh, but a strip to the ball. Jones is stripped to the ball by number 21 Seiloan, and they put up the lay-in, and it's a 1-point margin now, 34-33, as Dryden walks the ball up the court. Vanderhelm, Simon Fraser again out of sync a little bit here in the second half as Jones drives through the paint and is met and fouled by number 21, Seiloan. So we take a look at the replay. Jones drives. Looked like Seiloan came with her hands up, and I thought she had her feet planted, but the official thought otherwise, and that's what matters. As Swant checks back in for Taylor Jackson. Jones at the line.
It's not like court. Okay, I don't want to be nasty about it.
She hits it, and Sands checks in to replace Jones. 36-33 the score with 6.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Carpenter being guarded by Vanderhelm. Goes baseline, pulls up and changes. So they get their offense going. 15 is Ungaro, now in the corner to Evans. They go inside, and that ball is turned over. No, in and out of the hands of Dryden. Carpenter comes out with her shot, misses front rim, and the rebound came down to 23, and Richards missed. Swant grabbed it along with Seiloan, so a pair of 21s. And they're going to call jump ball, so Alaska will retain possession with Ungaro inbounding to Seiloan. Hands the ball to Carpenter. She thinks about shooting. Now along the inside, now inside to Say Lowen. She cuts against Swant, misses, rebound to Swant, and back comes Simon Fraser with a 3-point lead. That ball is intercepted by Carpenter, but she tried to grab it and stepped out of bounds while touching the ball. So Drynen's pass was almost picked off by Alaska as Say Lowen sits down, and coming in is Blackburn, Ashley Blackburn, who started the game 5'10" forward for Alaska. Again, if you're just joining us, two teams looking for their first GNAC wins of the season as Vanderhelm drives through the paint and goes untouched and puts up a lay-in for a 5-point Simon Fraser lead now here in the third quarter. Carpenter drives left. Nope, she gives it back outside to Blackburn, who goes into the paint and then travels. So a turnover against the Nanooks. As number 5, Kylie Wallace checks in, and sitting down is Brittany Richards. Wallace is a 5'7" sophomore guard. Drynen against Ungaro. To the middle. To Hart, who drives into the paint, puts up a left-hander, misses, grabs her own rebound, puts up another shot, and she's fouled, and I think that's going to go against Ashley Blackburn. That's her third personal foul and fourth team foul. As we look at the rebound, Hart grabbing her own rebound. She's very, very quick underneath and is very quick up and down the court, Claudia Hart. She redshirted last season for Simon Fraser, so this is her redshirt freshman season out of Sea Cove Secondary. And she was coached by Brittany Fraser, a Clan alumnus. Oh, and Swant intercepts the pass, and it winds up in Drynen's hand, so a turnover by Alaska. And Simon Fraser has a chance to push its 7-point lead even further. Swant drives, nope, pulls back, looking for Hart inside, couldn't get her the ball, and goes back to Drynen to reset. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Now 10-9. Drynen on the outside being guarded by Ongaro with 5 seconds on the shot clock. Vanderhelm thinks, goes baseline, 2 seconds, one, puts up a wild three, misses, not even close, and that is a 30-second shot clock violation for Simon Fraser. As we have a timeout on the floor, so we will take a break. You are watching SFU women's basketball on Clan TV with SFU out in front, 40-33.
To me, one word to describe competing for SFU is determination, because I am surrounded by teammates who face adversity but persevere to achieve success. That persistence motivates and drives me to better myself on and off the mat. I am Peyton Smith, and I am proud to be on the SFU women's wrestling team.
We are back to live action here in the West Gym. Simon Fraser out in front of the Alaska Nanooks, 40-33. 4.5 minutes to play in the game. In the third quarter. Carpenter, top of the key, driving, being guarded by Vanderhelm. Now it's left baseline with under 10 seconds on the shot clock, and there's the drive by Walmsley. She spins on Sophie Swan and puts in the layup. 5-point margin now. Drynen. Jackson. Driving his Sands. Puts up a little right-hander, misses. Grabs her own rebound and puts up the shot. hoping for contact underneath. She didn't get it, but she made the basket. 42-35 now the score. Kelly drives against Drynan. Now it's Carpenter. She was looking for the player in the paint underneath, and now they come back to her, and that's 44 Walmsley going against Jackson. And her shot goes up, but she's fouled on the way up, and so she'll go to the free throw line. Walmsley misses her first free throw. Now checking in for the Clan is Jessica Jones, and Drynan will have a rest. Sang now also comes in, and Sands will sit down. Walmsley misses her second free throw, and Swant grabs the rebound. Jones brings the ball up the court for Simon Fraser to Vanderhelm. Drives baseline, and she's fouled hard by number 5. Kylie Wallace. And Vanderhelm shoots the first and makes it. And makes the second. So Simon Fraser now with a 9-point lead. They have a little bit of breathing room. This game was tied 31-31 in the third quarter after Simon Fraser had a lead by as many as 12 in the first quarter. But Alaska came back, tied the score, but Simon Fraser has regained the momentum and pushed the lead back out to 44-35. So Sands checks back in and Vanderhelm sits down. Alaska will have possession here, 16 seconds on the shot clock, and they're calling a foul underneath off the ball, and they're calling an elbow against Walmsley. So Walmsley will draw the foul, and that's a turnover, and she'll sit down, and Shawnee Saloan will take over. Under 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Jones drives in, kicks the ball out to Sands, now around the horn to Swant. She'll drive and kick, and now it goes to Sands. She finds Jones, who puts up the three, nails it! Jessica Jones! And she was very tightly guarded on that play, and here comes the pressure from Simon Fraser. Swant and Jones are up the court, and they are forcing Alaska to call a timeout. So they were not going to get the ball in play there. As we look at the rebound, or the replay, Sands driving, kicks it to Jones in the corner, and Lexi Carpenter was all over her, but she managed to hit the shot. So we have a timeout on the floor, and I'm going to take a chance to thank a few of our partners here on Clan TV. The SFU Spirit Shop has SFU branded clothing and merchandise, and is proud to support SFU athletics. It is located at the Burnaby campus in the Maggie Benson Center. Pick up your SFU athletics swag today. Charter Bus Lines, the official motor coach of SFU athletics, is proud to support SFU football and all Clan teams. Charter is dedicated to providing safe and comfortable transportation to your games throughout the Pacific Northwest. Visit them at charterbuslines.com. VarsityLetters.ca with Howard Samura is the most trusted source for high school and university sports news in the province of BC. Visit the website today for news, in-depth interviews, great feature stories, and much, much more from Howard Samura, the longtime writer for the province newspaper and really the foremost authority for university and high school sports for the past 30 years here in British Columbia. As we're back to live action, Simon Fraser leading 47-35. Alaska Ungaro brings the ball up the court. 22 puts up the shot. That's Evans, misses the ball, kicks around, and Sang comes down with a rebound and quickly up court finds a cutting Kendall Sands, drives into the paint, puts up a shot off the glass and nails it. And Kendall Sands is playing a great game, and now Alaska trying to inbound the ball. There was nobody there. We have a 5-second violation, and wow, you do not see that very often at university level where there is nobody. As we look at the replay of Sands driving in the paint and puts up the shot off the glass, but where nobody was there to take the ball up the court, and there was a 5-second violation. Pass inside from Sands to Swant, and Swant is fouled on the shot underneath, so she'll go to the line. So things starting to unravel for Alaska here in the third quarter. They did tie the game 31-31, but it's been all Simon Fraser since that point. The Clan led 29-23 at the half. Ongaro drives, being guarded by Jones, and she was fouled. That's 2 fouls on Jones. Now the ball in the corner, that's Wallace. She looks for Sayloan, now back to Wallace, drives into the paint, puts up a right-hander, off balance shot, misses, but coming down with the ball is the Finnish player, Sayloan. And Jones picks up her third foul very quickly, so she'll get subbed out in favor of Claudia Hart. Alaska trying to inbound the ball. They do, finally. And there's a three-point shot attempt that misses by Miernan, and coming down with it was Hart, and back comes SFU. Sands setting up the offense, now to Swant. Back to Sands in the corner, drives and brings it into the middle, now to Sang. She looks, drives baseline, tries to find underneath Taylor Jackson, but couldn't get her the ball. And it was knocked out of bounds by an Alaska player. So Carpenter checks back in. That's the leading scorer for Alaska. Swant underneath, misses, and the rebound comes down to Sayloan, and back come the Nanooks quickly. Wallace being guarded by Hart. Now Ongaro against Swant. Carpenter against Sang. Ongaro drives into the paint, finds Sayloan open on the outside of the paint, and her shot misses. Swant comes up with the rebound, and there's a foul. And that's going to go against number 15, Sabrina Ongaro. That's just her second. But the Clan is in the bonus, so Swant will go to the line. Her first shot is good. With under a minute to play here in the third quarter, and it's been a pretty good third quarter for Simon Fraser. They have scored 24 points here in the third quarter after scoring just 7 in the second quarter. Now inside is Sayloan, back to Carpenter on the outside. She'll put up a three-pointer, and that's way off, doesn't touch anything, but the rebound is grabbed, and they will get another chance, but Sang strips 22 of the ball, and that is Emily Evans with 11 seconds on the shot clock. 38 seconds on the game clock. Evans inbounds to Ongaro. They go into Sayloan against Jackson in the paint. She turns, drives, misses, but Jackson is called with the foul. If you look at the replay, she in the paint and kind of a scramble play from Sayloan, and Jackson was trying to meet her there defensively, but is called in the foul. So the first shot from Ceylon misses. 53-35 the score with 32 seconds to play here in the third quarter. And the second one misses as well, and Swant grabs the rebound. And there's a 2-second differential in the shot clock and the game clock. Sands against Ungaro. Almost stripped of the ball, but finds Jackson, cuts, and Jackson looked for her, but that ball was intercepted by Ungaro. Now with 15 seconds on the game clock. Now it's Wallace on the outside, guarded by Swant. Wallace inside to Ceylon against Jackson. Turns right-hander, puts up a shot. Swant grabs it, turns the ball over looking for Sands, and the ball is grabbed by the Nanooks. And they turn that turnover with 5 seconds to go into 2 points. And the score now 53-37 for Simon Fraser. So at the end of the third quarter, we will take a break here on Clan TV. You're watching SFU Women's Basketball live from the West Gym.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
For me, one word to describe competing for SFU is passion. Because to accomplish anything, you have to work for it. You need to love to work for it. My passion for basketball drives me to dedicate everything I have to it, day in and day out. I am Graham Miller, and I am proud to be on Canada's NCAA men's basketball team.
We are back, live action here in the West Gym. Simon Fraser will have possession to start the fourth quarter, and they are out in front, 53-37. They had a pretty good third quarter. Simon Fraser outscoring Alaska 24-14. The game was briefly tied 31-31 in the third quarter as Sang puts up a three, misses, and Carpenter comes down with the rebound. So the leading scorers for Simon Fraser here as we in the fourth quarter, we have Swant with 16 points. 12 of those came in the first quarter as Carpenter misses and Hart grabs the rebound. Also in double figure scoring as Jessica Jones with 14. No players on Alaska have scored in double figures. Carpenter is their leading scorer with 9 points. So Blackburn is charged with her 5th personal foul, I believe. And so she will leave the game, and coming in as number 23, Brittany Richards. Swant's basket will count, and she will go to the free throw line for a chance to add to the lead. So Swant's second shot, or free throw misses. And here comes Carpenter with the ball. To Ungaro, being guarded by Drynan. Carpenter drives, goes baseline. The ball slips out of her hands into the hands of Vanderhound to Swant to Jones. Finds a cutting Sang underneath. Back out to Jones. She'll put up the three. Oh, off the rim, but a scramble for the ball, and Jones gets the rebound, and she's stripped of the ball by Ungaro, who loses it. There's a scramble on the floor with 3 players on the ground, and let's see what the call is here. It looks like the foul is going to go against Sophie Swant. Swant now with 3 personal fouls, and that's a turnover. So Alaska with under 9 minutes to play on the offensive side now. Ungaro spins, turns, puts up a right-handed floater and makes it. Nothing but net on that play. Nice looking shot from Ungaro as Drynan comes for Simon Fraser. Cross court to Jones, drives, And she is called on the travel. So Simon Fraser, with a 16-point lead, is keeping Alaska close with these turnovers on the offensive side. That is turnovers on 2 straight possessions for the Clan. Alaska and Simon Fraser both looking for their first GNAC wins of the season, as the turnover is there from Alaska as Carpenter was way over her head. She couldn't grab it. Swant will sit down and Hart will come in for Simon Fraser. Hart is joined by Taylor Jackson, Tia Sang, Nicole Vanderhelm, and with the ball now is Taylor Drynan. Drynan to Sang. Goes to Hart, baseline drive. She's quick, puts up a shot, misses. Rebound comes down into her own hands, and it's grabbed also by an Alaska player. And they're going to rule a jump ball. And the possession arrow in favor of the Nanooks. So that is 3 turnovers in a row for Simon Fraser. 7:44 to play in the game. Kaylin Kelly with the ball, walking in up court. Foul underneath as Say Lowen was cutting through the paint as there was contact with Taylor Jackson. And that was the first foul charged against the Alaska player. Sang, who started this game, her second start of the season. Now Drynan, now in the corners, Vanderhelm, wide open, misses. Rebound goes off of Sang, off of Jackson. She manages to save it, and that's a reset on the shot clock, and Drynan will set things up now underneath to Taylor Jackson. What a series for her on that one as she puts in the lay-in, and great effort there from Taylor Jackson in her second season with Simon Fraser. Now they go inside, and Shawnee Say-Lowen connects on the little jumper at the side. Simon Fraser still with a 16-point lead in this game, hoping to win their first GNAC game of the season. That ball is knocked out of bounds by Seawall as Kelly sits down and Ungaro comes back in. Drynan passes inside to Vanderhelm in the paint, turns, can't find anything, so kicks it back out to Drynan and goes to the corner. Puts up a 3, short off the rim, and the rebound comes down in the hands of Sewell. Ungaro up court quickly. On the outside, now inside to Say-Lowen. Some contact underneath, and there's contact before the shot, and that is a foul against Taylor Jackson. And that's 4 on Jackson. Coming in for the Nanooks is Evans. And Jones for Simon Fraser. And Jackson will sit down. So Hart will now draw the assignment of guarding Say-Lowen. Carpenter on the outside, the shooter for Alaska. Now Say-Lowen inside, and she's fouled by Claudia Hart, I believe. Indeed, it is against Hart. So Alaska will be on the offensive side here with a full shot clock, and a timeout is called by SFU head coach Bruce Langford. So with that, we have a timeout on the floor. I want to remind you that we have some upcoming games here in the West Gym. The SFU men's basketball team will host 3 straight games here in the West Gym beginning on January 4th at 7 p.m. when they will host Western Oregon Wolves in a GNAC contest. check that. I think that game is actually against Central Washington University. So while I sort through my upcoming games, I will tell you that the SFU men's basketball team is off to a pretty good start. They are 7-5 on the season. They have more wins this year than they had in the past 2 seasons combined. And they will have 3 straight home games beginning on Thursday, then on Saturday, and then again on Tuesday upcoming. And we will get you the opponents momentarily. As we're back to live action, Ungaro with the ball in the corner, dribbles out into the elbow. Now finds Ceylon underneath, and she spins against Hart and scores. Here comes Drynan. Vanderhelm now on the outside. Simon Fraser's Jones. Again, back to Jones for a 3-pointer. She nails it, and the assist will come as Simon Fraser now has a 17-point lead with 5.5 minutes to play. Carpenter to Ungaro off her knee, and she'll reset the offense for the Nanooks. She gets a high screen. Now rolling to the hoop is Ceylon, and she puts up a shot but's fouled, so she'll go to the line. And that foul will go against Nicole Vanderhelm. So Vanderhelm with 1 foul. And Ceylon makes the first free throw. And Swant will check in for Claudia Hart. (60-44) the score here in the 4th quarter. Ceylon misses, and Swant grabs the board and gives it to Drynan. A big smile on her face. Here she comes up the court to Swant. To Sang along the outside. She had Vanderhelm underneath, didn't get her the ball, and drives on the left side and met some contact, but was able to put up the lay-in. Ungaro dribbling up court for Alaska. The Nanooks from Fairbanks, 4 and 6 overall this season. Carpenter, baseline shot, misses. Swant, another rebound for Sophie Swant. She now has 9 rebounds in this game, so she's looking at a double-double if she can grab another board. Swant on the outside, being guarded by 13, Saywell. Now it's Jones, drives into the paint, stops, gives it back to Swant on the elbow, finds Sang in the corner, drives baseline, puts up a lay-in off the glass. Vanderhelm grabs a rebound, misses her shot, but she's fouled, and she'll go to the line. The foul being charged against number 15, Sabrina Ungaro. Vanderhelm makes her first. She's a pretty good free throw shooter for Simon Fraser. She's shooting 76% from the line. Simon Fraser has some pretty good free throw shooters. His rebound gets knocked around, and back come Alaska. Quickly down the floor, that's Ungaro at the left side, and she puts up a lay-in. Vanderhelm, left side. Stops, gives up her dribble, and gives the ball back to Drynan. Now she was looking for Jones and went past her, but smartly Sands went and grabbed and corralled the rebound ball before it went out of bounds. Vanderhelm drives against Ceylani and misses. Ceylani. Got a foul underneath. It looks like it's going to go against 13, Josie Sewell. Actually, I believe that is charged against Ungaro. So Drynan for the Clan. Vanderhelm along the outside. The cutter is Jones. She's gets the pass from Swant, misses, rebound Vanderhelm, and she puts it back for 2 points for Simon Fraser. So the Clan comfortably out in front, now 65-46. So a 19-point lead for the Simon Fraser as the ball goes inside and is knocked away by Swant. Vanderhelm comes up with it quickly, gives it to Swant. She's in three-point lane range to Sands, who puts up the three and nails it. And Kendall Sands doesn't shoot three-pointers very often, but when she does, she's very, very good.
We're gonna win our first GNAC
Ungaro against Drynan, drives into the paint, puts up an off-balance shot, and the foul is going to go against Drynan with 2.5 minutes to go here in the game. So Simon Fraser is going to move to 1-3 on the season in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference. They will win their final game of the 2017 season. And I did mention we have some men's basketball games upcoming. So January 4th, they are playing Central Washington here in the West Gym. That game tips off at 7 p.m. Then on January 6th, Northwest Nazarene is visiting the West Gym. That game also a 7 p.m. tip-off. And then finally on Tuesday, January 9th, Western Washington University, the rivals from Bellingham, will make the short drive to Burnaby for a game against the Clan men's basketball team here in the West Gym beginning at 7 p.m. I mentioned the men's basketball team is 7-5 on the season and 1-3 in conference play. Swant with the ball, now to Sands at the top of the key. Jones, under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Jones being guarded, finds the cutter, Sands. Her shot goes up, but it's blocked by number 13, Josie Sewell. So Sewell knocks that out of bounds with 3 seconds on the shot clock. Sands to inbounds, gives a looper out to Swant, turns and dribbles, shoots off the glass, misses, hits the rim, but Sewell comes down with the rebound. Now to Ungaro, quickly up court, finds Wallace against Vanderhelm, pulls out, now double teamed with Swant in there as well, and the Alaska bench calls for a 30-second timeout. So we mentioned some upcoming men's basketball games here in the West Gym. I will also tell you what is upcoming for the SFU women's basketball game. So they will be on the road on January 4th against Western Oregon University, 7 p.m. tip-off local time down in at Western Oregon, and then Simon Fraser will be on the road in Portland against Concordia University. That game on January 6th. The next home game for Simon Fraser is January 11th. That is a Thursday night, a 7 p.m. tip-off when Simon Fraser will host St. Martin's College, and that is the first of a Thursday-Saturday pair of home games for the Clan. Under 2 minutes to play here in the West Gym. Simon Fraser out in front of the Alaska Nanooks, 68-47. The big story of this game is the turnover by Alaska, the steal by Vanderhelm as the Clan comes back, and Swant puts up a three, nails it, and Sophie Swant is having a whale of a game for Simon Fraser. Swant with 21 points and 9 rebounds in the game. She is 6 of 12 from the field and 4 of 7 on three-pointers. Lexi Carpenter has the ball stolen by Taylor Jackson to Nicole Vanderhelm. She stops at the three-point line, finds the cutter, Swant off the glass, misses, and Jackson, the trailer, charging up the floor, grabs the rebound and the putback, and Simon Fraser now firing on all cylinders here in the last minute of this game. Say Lowen Dungaro on the outside being guarded by Sands. Wallace into the paint, back to Ungaro. She'll put up a long three, and that is way long. Swant with the rebound, so there you go. Sophie Swant now has the double-double. She has 21 points and 10 rebounds. She is one of 4 players in double-figure scoring for Simon Fraser. Jessica Jones with 17 points on 5 of 10 shooting. Kendall Sands with 11 points on 5 of 8 shooting. And Claudia Hart with 10 points on 3 of 7 shooting. Vanderhelm into the paint, stops, gives the ball to Jackson, and the Clan will reset. There is a three-pointer by Hart, misses, and the rebound falls into the hands of Ungaro, and here they come with 20 seconds to go. Pull-up jumper is good, and here will be the final possession of the game. Sands will walk the ball up the court. Head coach Bruce Langford signaling that's it. No more shots for Simon Fraser. They'll just run out the clock. And there you go. Simon Fraser University will win this game 73-49. The women's basketball team has won the final game of 2017. SFU wins their first game of the Great Northwest Athletic Conference schedule in the final game of 2017 here on New Year's Eve. The final score, Simon Fraser 73, Alaska Nanooks 49. The SFU women's basketball team will go, as I mentioned, to 1-3 in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference, and the team is now 6-6 overall. There you go, Sophie Swant, the player of the game with her double-double. Swant with 21 points and 10 rebounds. I will run through the final high scores for the Clan once again before we sign off. Jessica Jones, 17 points, 4 of 7 on three-pointers. She also had 6 rebounds. Kendall Sands with 11 points on 5 of 8 shooting. Claudia Hart with 10 points on 3 of 8 shooting. She also grabbed 4 rebounds. Taylor Jackson with 5 points and 7 rebounds. Taylor Drynan was held scoreless in the game. She had 4 assists and 4 rebounds. She was 0 for 6 from the field. Nicole Vanderhelm, 7 points and 2 of 9 shooting, 3 rebounds. And Tia Sang, who started the game, 2 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. So there you have it. We will say so long and Happy New Year from the West Gym. The SFU women's basketball defeating the Alaska Nanooks 73-49. So long and good afternoon from the West Gym.